Shad again. A little worse for wear. After taking down the strange purple mushrooms, we turned back to check out the strange elevator in the small circular room, finding it leads to a secret yet familiar passage in the level above. After resting our weary bones, we head back to speak with Orgrail, who has found some books on Mullibant's list. Investigating the room south of the library, we find more ghoul cultists worshipping a decaying and grotesque mound of eyes, teeth, and flesh, surrounded by effigies of bone and hair. With effort, we combat the spell-slinging creatures as they demand submission, and Gildo defiles their shrine. It is then that Physic notices the mass of flesh is a dead creature, known as a gibbering mouther.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, hello.
Welcome to another episode of Uncharted North presents Stemming the Tide. I'm sorry, I'm not good at these yet. We just did an episode of ET, and like that's my warm up. So I constantly fuck these up. But this is Stemming the Tide. This is episode 33.
Oof. God damn.
And well, I think this is going to be a good one. It's the first one of the night, so we're all a little tense. We're not in a character voice. We got to shake it off.
Shake it off. Jazz hands.
I did my pre-warm up routine today, and that actually made me wonder: do you guys have any routines that you follow, like morning routines or anything of that ilk that you like always follow to the best of your ability, that either sets you up for success or just makes things easier?
Oh man.
Yeah, don't jump at this one,
really.
Everyone.
Not really. I mean, I've no doubt in my mind that you, James, have a 1,000 routines in one. But I have very few. I think any routines I do have are pretty loosey goosey, so they're not certainly not timed or specific time of day all the time or whatever. I think probably one of the bigger ones that stands out is the prep of my bar. When I have a bar to prep. So when I go to work, it's like, okay, start with this because that needs to be done first because it might take a little bit longer, passively once I get it started, so stuff like getting the dishwasher ready, or, at one place I'm working now, we have like a, alcoholic slushy. So I make sure to turn that fill and turn on that slushy machine because it's going to take some time to
one
fix.
For the machine and one for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You work at a bar with a slushy machine?
Yeah, also
yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's a blueberry lemonade right now. It's pretty tasty. But yeah, I guess setting up the bar is the only thing that really, really, truly comes to mind. Otherwise, I could use more routines. That's for sure. But I do everything quite sporadically for the most part. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you haven't just like fallen into like a morning routine or a nighttime routine or anything like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, my work schedule is so generally or historically quite inconsistent. So,
well, don't think of routines as something that's like time based, right? Like it doesn't happen at 7 a.m. every day. It's just this series of things that you do to set yourself up.
Yeah, no, I just not really. No, it's kind of strange. I have more routines with podcasting now that we've been started doing a couple of years back now. More routines for that build up, but that's about it.
My routine is no routine. No, that's not entirely true. I mean, I do the same thing every morning, but it's basically wake up too late, hit the snooze button too many times, run out of there, hop in the shower, brush my teeth in the shower, and then immediately peel off into the kitchen, get the coffee going while I'm making my lunch, grab the coffee, and yell goodbye as I run my way out the door and try not to get to work late.
I mean, you're union, so you can't be fired. So that's
yeah,
fine.
it gets better once it's summer because it actually takes me less time to bike to work than it does to drive to work, and it's less stressful. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
That's fair.
So I have a question about that. And I have this question for everybody who brushes their teeth in the shower. Is this a convenience thing or like a necessity?
Convenience entirely.
Both.
Okay.
Like, it's so unpleasant to brush your teeth with warm water, but it's such a time saver.
But I brush my teeth violently, so if I don't brush my teeth in the shower, it gets toothpaste all over the mirror, and then I have to clean it more often.
Let's back that up. Brush your teeth violently.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Hard and fast.
1 out of 10 dentists recommend brushing your teeth violently.
Whenever you wake up and every morning, I just picture now, you wake up every morning and you go, I gotta take a bloody shower. And you mean it quite literally because your gums are bleeding every time you're in the shower, just aggressively assaulting your gum line
I have
with a
great
toothbrush.
dental hygiene. I mean, you wouldn't know it because viewers or listeners, you can't see this because you're probably listening, but I have a chip front tooth right now from a rogue skiing accident.
It's a
But
beauty.
other than that, great teeth.
Skiing is terrible for the dental hygiene, just so you know.
Rogue skiing. He was very specific about it being rogue skiing.
Rogue skiing.
I was getting up to all sorts of nonsense and doing things I had no business doing.
That's crazy to me that you guys just like haven't accidentally backwardly fallen into like a morning routine or like a nighttime routine. I don't know. The chaos of your lives is just unbearable.
I used to have a morning routine when I had like an actual steady job that had the same thing going on every day. But now it's like I might get woken up at 5:30 in the morning by a phone call saying something is broken.
Right.
Or I might be able to sleep in a bit. So, I mean, yeah, my morning routine right now is allowing myself to wake up and knowing that something has not caught on fire.
I mean, that's a solid way to wake up, knowing things aren't on fire.
Better than the alternative, for
crazy.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Better than the alternative.
staying asleep while they're on fire.
So I obviously, I'm sure you guys have picked up that I do have I don't want to say all of the routines, but I feel like everything in my life has been regimented to the point where I can spend my mental energy elsewhere. So I have both a morning routine and a nighttime routine, and I'm constantly working on the nighttime routine, and I really want to get better at it, like making my lunch for the next day, grinding the coffee, all that stuff. But every night before I go to bed, I pull my clothes out for the next day and I charge my phone. But the mornings are my time to shine, almost without fail. Like if I have to be at work for 6 or if I have to be at work for 10, I'm always up an hour to an hour and a half before I have to leave the house. Because one of my favorite things is that hour of like quiet alone time in the morning that I get by myself. I always wake up. The first thing I do is I brush my teeth. I start the coffee water and then I feed the pigs, which you actually might be able to hear them guest starring tonight, listeners, because they're going fucking wild.
Yeah, we've been pretty judicially cutting out the pigs before now, but they should probably be guest stars. In this
Yeah.
And these are
Yeah.
guinea pigs, for the record,
Yes.
listeners, not like a herd of potbelly pigs.
James records on a pork farm.
Oh, maybe one day. But then with my first cup of coffee, I just sit down at my desk, put my feet up, and watch like an hour of YouTube. And like that's like my time. There's few things I love more in life than like that first quiet hour of the day. It's still dark outside, warm cup of coffee, and just like bullshit tech news on YouTube.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there was a time in my life when I worked afternoons. Like I worked 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. money shift, if you ever get the chance, do that. But it would be, I'd wake up at like 5 or 6 a.m. and go on like a 5K run. and then go get breakfast and just have a coffee and read a book or something. And having that like period in the pre-dawn is
There is nothing
one of the
quite
most
like
magical
having
times to
a
be
quite
alive.
a good stretch of time, but not too much before you got to go to work. Yeah, I've seldom had it, but I do really appreciate it.
I do want to butt in here real quick and just shout out me, because whilst I was thinking about potbelly pigs, actually a group of guinea pigs is called a herd. And then
Oh.
Is it?
regular pigs is a drift, a drove. Drift or drove.
Oh, a drift of pigs, a drove of pigs. That's great.
I knew drove. I've never heard drift before. That's awesome. But when I have it with that last half hour, that's when I check my to-do list in my calendar for the day. So I try to spend an hour just making coffee, relaxing, and then I ease into my day with the to-do list in the calendar before I head out the door. And I'll make my lunch in that time if I've been lazy and didn't make it the night before, or got too drunk or baked or what have you, and just waved it off. But
I know I've mentioned it before, and I think only James has seen it firsthand. But I've been thinking lately about having like setting myself up a little bit more like that, to have like, you know, sit with a coffee and read a book at the start of the day or something like that, read a chapter. But like I live so minimally. I don't own anything. I don't have a couch. I don't even have a table. I don't have a chair to sit in other than my computer chair. Like I don't own anything, and to the point of like I genuinely inconvenience myself with how little I own.
I wouldn't lump that in minimalism. I think that it's something entirely different.
I'm in the same boat, man. I have a couch that I didn't get into my actual apartment. I just have it in the sunroom that's outside of my apartment, and I've never sat on it.
We'll just call it barnism.
Classic barn.
Classic
Barnerism?
Barnerism?
yeah.
Were you born in a barn, you son of a bitch?
You're a barnbarian?
I'm just a terrible person if I don't get that morning routine out. If I don't have that hour before I have to leave the house, I'm so grumpy and shitty. And it's something that I didn't figure out until, you know, the last like 2 or 3 years, is that I need that time. But, you know, if I've got to be at work for 6, I'm up at 4:35. If I got to be at work for 10, I'm up at 6 or 8.
Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite. I can get up and go and just like do my day, but if I don't have about an hour and a half to just completely decompress at the end of the day, I'm going to be the biggest piece of shit in the world.
Right. I get that too. That's a little less important for me because I've made my life where this is pretty much the only socializing I do, and this is the only group activity I have, so I don't really have a whole lot to decompress from. A large part of the stress in my life has come from working in a team. So having removed that has been wonderful.
Yeah.
Turns out hell really is other people.
Oh, that
Hell is a group
classic
project.
saying.
Welcome to podcasting.
I think Aristotle once said ...
Oh man.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm the only one who has a morning routine or a nighttime routine, but I do love it, and I do love my rituals. And now that we've gone over the lack of your rituals, maybe we should investigate the one that we just broke up.
Oh, son of a bitch. You son
How long ago
of
did you
a
come up with
bitch.
that one?
Yesterday, I think.
At least someone's putting in the work around here.
He's been
Barn,
sitting
I'm
on
looking
it.
at you.
Oh man, segues are not my forte. We all know this, and I don't mind. It's like my handwriting. I have no desire to improve it at all. I will avoid
I think
it at all
that's my
costs.
best one yet, but it's not good.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Well, the bar is set so low.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, you broke up. What appeared to be a ritual anyway.
Speaking of intro banter, let's check out this gibbering mouth.
Yeah.
Jesus
You killed these two. You've killed these two cultists in this room where there's a bunch of decaying flesh on the floor, which I think was Physic who correctly identified it as a dead gibbering mouther, which is a creature of some kind. I can give you a little information on it in a moment. But also in this room, I mean, these things were treating this mound of flesh very reverentially, and were like quite stunned and offended that you even bothered. I think someone stepped on it, stood on it. Might have been Gilda.
Gilda did.
Yeah.
They did not like that.
To them, it was sacred and pure flesh. It had caused them to be slowed both for the whole combat. There's also 12 effigies surrounding these little tiny humanoid effigies surrounding the mass of bones and tangled, knotted hair and flesh.
What do the effigies look like?
Just like humanoid shape. They kind of honestly resemble the cultists themselves.
What are they, just like corpses or something?
No, they're just like little, like, like an effigy is like a little, like, sort of makeshift construction.
Yeah, we've all seen the Blair Witch Project.
We all know what effigies are. You're just doing a shit job of describing what these ones
Okay,
are.
ask me what question are you asking then? I said they're tiny humanoid effigies that look like the cultists. What more do you want?
Are they made out of stone? Are they made out of glass? Are they made out of...
They're made out of bones and hair.
Thank you. Is there anything on the walls?
No. It is otherwise quite empty room. This seems to be the main point of the room, is this pile of flesh and disgustingness. And boy, does it stink.
Are these like voodoo dolls positioned in any particular pattern, or are
They're just like
evenly
in a
spaced?
circle around the mound in the center.
A random smattering of effigies, yeah.
So they're what's creating the summoning circle. Okay.
You can roll me like an occult check, perhaps, to determine if there is some sort of ritual happening here. I would say occult or arcana. I guess I would accept.
I got good occult.
Yeah, I got a 10 occult now.
I would also take a perception check for, or no, sorry. What did I take here? A sort of a deductive reasoning check of some kind.
Oh, I didn't see that on my
that's
character sheet.
codified in the rule book. I know that
I can't.
one.
I'm stumbling here. I'm having a moment.
Barn, how many beers you had today?
I don't know, only 4 or 5.
Isn't it like 8 p.m. there?
No, it's 20 after 6.
All right, so would anyone like to aid me on my
So
occult
much
here?
worse.
I can attempt an aid, but my occult aids are real bad.
Dunk Dog?
I could attempt an aid. Yeah, I get a +9 on occult.
I got a natural 20 for a 25.
Okay, let's go with you.
You, Tulok, I wrote it for you already. You, Tulok, you don't pick up on this being an actual ritual of any kind. It's a great suspicion, but like nothing, there is not enough to add up here. You think that this was just dragged into here and left to rot and was worshipped for some reason. These cultists clearly love decaying flesh as a meal, but they have some reverence toward it as well. So you have no reason to think there was a ritual of any particular kind happening here. It's just like, in fact, here, let me, I'm going to roll another check for you. Yeah, you start to take a look around. You start to think that maybe these effigies just represent each member of the cult. As if to represent their constant devotion, even in absence.
If I fired out a detect magic, what am I working with?
Nothing.
Interesting.
The only magic in this room would have been the spellcasting ability of those cultists. On their person, they only have the decaying flesh lumps like that hang around their neck that they were eating to heal themselves.
Tulok pulls one of the effigies. How big are they?
They're tiny, so they're like, at most, one of the bigger ones might be at most like a foot long.
Tulok puts the smallest one into his backpack.
Okay.
And he turns to the party and says, I don't think there's anything going on here of magic. It just appears that they are reverent towards this mass of guts and gore. I don't understand their purpose, but perhaps we'll do a little bit more research to understand what's going on here.
Yeah, can we just get out of this room now? I do. Boy, is it nasty in here. The smell, it just kind of takes over, doesn't it?
It is clearly disgusting.
And Gilda will enter the library and inform Augrail of the new corpses for him to feast upon.
That sounds delicious.
I gotta say, Augrail, quite the stack of bodies to eat.
He'd be good for a while, yeah.
I mean, I think if there's 3 in that other room, there's like 5 here, there's 2 there. Whew.
I like to think that he's just gonna get absolutely bloated like that big fat vampire from the first Blade movie.
Oh yeah.
Starts with a
Deacon
P.
Frost as La Magra.
No.
The computer in the basement of the restaurant in the hotel
Yeah.
that she fries with the UV
light?
torch with the car
Yeah.
battery glued on the
Yeah.
bottom.
It starts with
Yeah.
a P, that's all I know.
Deacon Frost, so hot right now. Deacon Frost.
That reminds me that I forgot on your last level up, in the episode, I said, oh, someone gave me shit about maybe not having him ready. And I said, no, I did my work, but we never actually covered what his level up looked like.
Oh.
So I'll quickly go over it. In that level up, he got a couple increases.
Pearl. It was Pearl.
It was Pearl, yeah. Nicely done, thank you.
Okay, I'm listening again.
Yeah, he got a boost of +1 to his perception. He got a +2 to his acrobatics, +1 to crafting and to thievery, and +1 to fortitude and will. And of course, he increases HP, so 8 plus con for him, and his damage went up by 2, so 1d6 plus 3 to 1d6 plus 5.
Not bad.
So just small increases
Yeah.
across the board, but like we all know that a literal difference of 1 can be huge in this game. So yeah,
Total
just
shad of
want
a
to make
shad.
sure everyone knew what was going on there. And I'm using the creature building rules to sort of suss out what's appropriate to increase there.
To my point, I still have the bleed condition on me outside of combat. Does that?
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I have a note here that says that actually mentions that for myself. Forgot to start this episode with my own notes. Get off to a good start.
Great routine, Freeman.
Shad's enfeebled condition runs out soon, so it is removed. And Tulok and Physic are both still bleeding.
Yeah.
So I need you both to roll me a flat check of DC 15.
Ooh, I think I critical failed. 5.
Uh-oh.
That is a critical fail. Although I don't think you can critically fail or succeed on flat checks. So you just take 1 point of bleed damage.
13 from physics.
Okay, that's also a fail. So you take 1 point of bleed damage, but you will now have the opportunity for someone to attempt an administer first aid check to stop this before you have to roll again.
Physic, I believe I'm bleeding out of this wound, and it won't seem to stop.
Or is that what that red stuff is?
Says the doctor of the party.
Yeah, first aid check. Can I do it with crafting?
Yes. Yep. You can.
Oh, there's a 5 on the die, but a 17 total. I
Oh,
actually
yeah.
had a pretty dope crafting.
It's actually not going to do it.
Oh, shit.
Still not,
I'm
eh?
going by the
Okay.
DC of the effect, which was the Grim Tendril spell. So that was on Tulok. Tulok, roll me another flat check.
19.
Okay. But you still take 1 damage because the damage time happens before the flat check. But yeah, Gilda, did you want to attempt one in that same round on Physic?
Yeah, I think so. Might as well.
Do I lose the effect now?
Yes.
I got an 8 on that medicine check.
Yeah, that's not going to do it.
Didn't think so.
Yeah.
The 17
Is there-
didn't
is there-
cut it.
There's not a critical failure effect on the administer first aid, is there? I hope not.
I don't know.
I mean, given our history, somebody might be getting killed by the best of intentions right now.
Oh boy.
And redemption was James.
There is a critical failure.
Oh, no, what is it?
If you are trying to stabilize, if you're trying to stop bleeding, it immediately takes an amount of damage equal to its persistent bleed. So Physic just takes an extra 1 damage.
So you're going to take another one right now. So take 2 bleed damage and roll me another flat check, Physic.
Can he not just like drink a healing potion or something?
Good, but he spent his action there.
2 bleed, 1 flat check. 2 on the die.
Okay, now is your opportunity if you want to just like
Use a hero point, maybe?
no, you just pop like an elixir of life or something like that if you want and just stop it. Call it a day.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Drink that shit.
Yeah, I'll take an elixir of life. Minor elixir of life for 1 HP back.
Whoa, rolling hot tonight.
You got to get them out of the way early. It's fine. So that would put me at 2 down, 1 up, right?
Yep, and then your bleeding stops though because you took healing.
I wouldn't mind taking like a 30-minute break here, which would put us back in line for treat wounds if you guys need it.
I'm down
Sure.
7. But if you want to take a break,
How low are you, Golda?
I'm a 30 of 56, but if we take 30 minutes, I automatically go back up to 60.
yeah, fuck
Okay.
it, let's do it.
Can't believe
Fine,
you got that
yeah.
Aeon Stone. It's a low level
Uh,
Aeon Stone too, and it's so powerful.
Everybody should get one.
Well, I'll
That's
do
crazy.
it too. I'll do a treat wounds on myself, and because I have godless healing, it will pretty much put me back up to full as well. So
If you let me know if you fail. If you fail, I can do lay on hands, which you will do to 2 lock.
yeah, that's not a big if at all. I've never failed one of these checks before.
That's 12 healing to 2 lock.
Perfect.
I critically failed.
That's minus 2d8 for you.
Okay.
He looks over, physics just stabbing himself. What the hell
I'm
are you
gonna
doing?
have to check how godless healing works in this case because normally it would give me an automatic 5 HP, right? Fuck me running. That's not good.
Sorry, you have Godless Healing now, do you? I forget.
Yeah, that was my skill feat for level 3, I believe.
Yeah, you gain an additional 5 HP on a successful attempt.
Yeah, that's not what I just did.
Yeah, definitely not. Quite the opposite.
2d8, you say?
You can always spend your only hero point on that if you want, but
You know what? Actually, yes, I am going to
You can
use
do it?
my hero point to reroll that.
This is a rough start, boys. What do you get?
Natural 20.
Nice.
So I think it's kind of just given that I have full HP now because I'm only 11 HP down. But Jesus fucking Christ, man.
All right, well, you guys get yourselves healed up and rested, more or less. Yes, you're good.
I also managed to only roll 5 HP back for myself, which is embarrassing.
What?
Because even with the extra 5 HP I get from Godless Healing,
Wow,
it doesn't fully heal me.
You really
On
do have the
48,
worst luck.
you rolled 5 plus 5. You rolled 10.
4d8. No, okay, I rolled 2.
It's
I
a
got
critical success.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get an additional
48.
5 from your Godless
Yeah,
Healing.
so it's 48 plus 5.
Oh my god.
Next package I send you is going to be with a flashcard, and it's just going to have the treat wounds rules on it.
That's I totally deserve
You
that.
just set
yeah.
that on your desktop background. Just the rules of treat wounds.
I have one from when I was playing Arthur. It's like I have one for Gilda's like tenants and stuff, and it just sits in front of me.
Oh shit. I thought you were being a sarcastic asshole, but that would
No,
be
dude.
genuinely helpful.
How useful these things are is incredible.
All right. So now that everyone is all healed up, basically, Tulok is going to turn to Augrael. And he approaches him and says, Augrael, we are going to the north now. I know you've discussed with us that there are bad memories for you up here. We will not ask you to join us. But stay here and continue going through the books. Make yourself useful if you can. And hopefully we'll have more corpses for you to eat later.
Thank you, Master Tulak. I am afraid, but should you need me, do call. I will do my best if I can conjure the courage.
And you said that was up to the north and to the right, to the east, correct?
That's correct. That is where the Morlocks came. It's where we passed through. It's where we were devastated.
I shan't ask you unless it's of extreme importance. Stay here. And with that, Tulok heads northwards through the library, glancing at the books as he goes, and heading towards Unknown.
And Augrel just like all too casually leans back on one of the divans, just like pops open a book.
Yeah, on the way out, Physic's just gonna clap him on the back. Keep reading, buddy.
He's just eating fingers like chicken wings.
In that 30 minutes, I'm just going to do a quick crafting check to see if I can bring my shield back up. And I cannot.
Would you like Physic to give it a shot?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Physic rolled a 20. That will be 11 HP back, or 11.
Nice.
Perfect. I was only down 10, so I'm up to full and my shield's back up.
Tulok heads to the northwest room.
Northwest is my favorite phrase ever.
So
That's
good.
that's a GCP thing, isn't it? Didn't
Oh,
they
is
start
it?
that at one
Okay.
point?
No, that's a Todd thing,
It's a Todd thing?
as far as I remember.
Who's Todd?
Our buddy from Roll for Intent.
Oh, Todd.
Yeah.
Todd.
Cut it all.
Who the hell are you talking about?
Anyways, we do our door shit. Do we hear anything? Do we detect magic?
Yeah, you hear nothing, but you do detect magic.
There's a presence of magic behind the door. It could be coming from the north or from the west. So be ready. And Tulok will tuck down into his sneaky stance with his wand of magic missile out.
Physic will draw his alchemical crossbow with a bolt in it, but he will not apply a alchemical item. Shad will draw his rapier.
The door is not locked, and there are no traps detected.
Okay. Gilda raises her shield and taking the defend action and stands in front of the door. I also need to get better about saying that I'm actually taking that exploration activity.
I assume most of the time. It's right in line with Tulok's, what's your magic shield, whatever? Mage armor?
And I know I always do it, but it's still one of those things where every now and again I'm going to want to take the search action or the scout action to give us a boost to our initiative, but not when we're opening doors in a mega dungeon at this point.
Kick that shit
speaking
down.
of, she does that.
So opens the door, finds herself a little 5-foot hallway, leads to another door. This door has a little bit of light leaking out from underneath its edges, which is quite uncommon in this dungeon so far.
Shad will push past Gilda and check for traps at that door as well.
Same deal. Hears nothing, detects nothing.
He will pull back 10 feet.
Tulok nods to Gilda.
She opens.
Opening the door, you see an office that is brightly lit by several glowing lights in a chandelier hanging above a desk and chair. Mirrors on the north and south wall, although both of them are cracked badly. The chandelier appears to be built in a way in which there is a single source of light in the center, but several crystals that reflect it, creating a bright light across the room consistently.
Is there a good way to crack a mirror?
Um,
They said they were cracked badly. Sorry.
oh.
Oh boy. Shout out Narky. There's a shadow of a chandelier on the floor. It's super cool.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
he's a legend, man.
Narky is
He's
a legend.
Yeah.
These are so amazing.
All right. Anything else before we step into the room?
That's it. Just a simple desk and chair, a chandelier above you. Lit.
I would like to take the search action, specifically the mirrors, as she steps into the room.
Physic would follow doing the search action for hidden doors or traps around the walls.
Tulok?
Tulok will step in and also search. And he's gonna search the desk.
Okay.
And Shad's just gonna vibe.
Classic Shad.
So you all step in and search your various parts of the room. Physic, you notice that this room is quite cool. I should say it's just as cool as the
Like
other
chill
rooms.
to the touch, or
No. Just it's just the thing that stands out is that you have a burning torch above you on a chandelier, and this room is no warmer than any other room you've been in.
Yeah, not like Shad vibing out there.
No, not that kind of cool. No room could meet his vibe.
Can he notice where? Is it just generally a cold room, or can he notice where the coolness is coming from?
There's no. You don't think there's a source of coolness. It's that it's no different than the other rooms, despite there being a flame above your head. It's cramped quarters, so you would think there would at least be some increase of heat, but there isn't.
Yeah, ever burning torch just shoved up there.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not a natural flame, is what we can infer from that.
Mayhaps.
Could I do some kind of investigation or knowledge check on the flame?
Yeah. You can roll me some sort of magic check if you like, or you can get up there and put your face in it and see what happens.
He's gonna need a boost for that.
Yeah, pretty ambitious for a 3-foot-tall creature.
I guess Gilda could throw him.
Yeah, just throw him at the
Fastball
chandelier.
special? Yeah, sure.
No one
Stands
throws
on
a
her
goblin.
shield and she just lifts it like an elevator.
I'm not opposed to that.
I'm pretty confident she could lift you, if that's the way we want to go.
He can't be heavy. Let's go for it.
Gilda will grab Physic by the waist, and King of the World him up to the chandelier.
Okay. And you detect no heat from this flame at all as you get closer to it. Just continuously burns and flickers in front of you.
Tulok's looking up at this. Is it attached to anything, the flame? Is it...
It's just sort of sitting in the center, this sort of center slot in the chandelier.
Is it a torch?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I can pull it out. So Physic, if he notices that it's not producing heat, he'd like to reach out and try to grab the torch.
All right, and you do. And it is, in fact, an ever-burning torch. A quite common item. Produces no heat, requires no oxygen, and it can't be smothered, and you have to basically cover it up to stop it from exposing any light. It cannot be quenched or smothered.
Well, I can see in the dark, so any of you guys want this thing?
Perhaps Shad.
Yeah, Shad is what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, I have the light spell with my compass. So what I'm thinking, my initial thoughts are like underwater, or if we ever find ourselves in a room without oxygen. But you guys both have dark vision. I am good.
I just have light on my Aeon stone. Just
Yeah.
like you, so.
Yeah, you get low light vision, Tulok, I believe. But
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll just pull the ever-burning torch into Shad, and he can be the torch bearer for now.
What's going on with this desk, Freeman?
Nothing. It's a plain desk with nothing on it.
No drawers, no secret drawers.
Nothing.
Okay. If I run my fingers across the wall, do I detect any hidden doors or alcoves or secrets?
Not a thing.
All right. Tulok moves towards the next door that's on the other side of the room.
And this does have something that stands out. There's a lock plate on the door that is stylized and engraved with an open book.
So it's a lock that has an open book engraving.
Yeah, well, it's like a lock in the door, like built into the door, but there's a plate around it that has an engraving on it of an open book.
Well, not to call it a misnomer, but it doesn't seem like this is a really open book kind of situation here.
You're not wrong.
Tulok looks at the door and steps back and mentions to Physic or to Shad to take a look.
Yeah, Shad would like to walk past and take a glance at it. Maybe pull out some thieves' tools and try to pick the lock if possible.
And we're not entertaining the possibility that this is some sort of riddle.
I mean, speak.
Knowledge is the key.
Oh.
All right.
In hot with that one, but
Yeah,
no, we're
holy
all
shit.
simple creatures at this point.
Yeah, we
so
have
he's
no
just gonna try
routines
to
and
pick
we're
the
dumb.
lock.
I mean, have Shad investigated for traps, by all means, before he starts sliding picks in there, because this is the first time we've seen a lock plate of any sort, much less something with some sort of filigree on it.
Yeah, he would absolutely be investigating for traps before anything else.
Yeah, he detects nothing. And if he gets his tools in there, he quickly realizes this is a much more complex lock than usual. It will take multiple checks to get through in a pick-a-lock scenario.
Well, I'm glad that it's you voicing that character so you can express it to the rest of the characters.
It seems here, friends, that it's a more complex lock than usual. It'll take a bit of effort and time. I could give it a go if you like.
Do we know if the checks are always the same or become increasingly difficult?
No, it is successive checks of the same difficulty, but the risk is that if you critically fail, you could fuck the lock and not get in at all. You can also break down the door. That's always an option.
Physic would like to roll up and do another thievery check on it.
To what end?
Opening the door.
Is Physic doing the check or is Shad picking the lock?
Physic is doing the check.
Okay, so Shad should aid then, or somebody should aid.
Yeah.
We should not be doing any successive checks alone without.
No. I'm gonna do guidance for one of them for sure.
Or join pasts?
I don't know if you can do join pass because it's not a recall knowledge. So
Yeah, he's got guidance as a cantrip instead, so that would
Okay.
allow him to add.
I can use my cooperative nature, but I only have a +1 to thievery, so I'll roll it. That's actually a 19.
Oh. Okay. That's not bad.
Typical DC is 20.
Okay.
But the GM might adjust this DC particularly hard or easy tasks.
adjust it, you suck.
Well, I'm certainly not going to make it easier. So 19 total is not going to cut it.
Okay. That's probably about as good as I'm going to be able to roll with a +1 to thievery, so.
Yeah. I got a +9, so we'll see.
Okay, give it a shot.
Shad should also attempt an aid.
Don't. It's not going to happen.
No?
Did you already roll it?
Well, go ahead and roll. Go ahead and try to aid, but yeah, I did roll.
Does he have
Yeah,
bad?
he doesn't aid, and Physic looks like he rolled an 18, so...
Yeah, I got a
that
9 on the
is-
die for an 18.
Yeah, that is a failure, your first check.
What is the door made out of?
It's pretty sturdy wood, but definitely breakdownable.
Do we have any keys left?
We have keys, but I'm just trying to remember if they were all accounted for. I have one key that we haven't used on anything. Oh, yeah. Let's see if the library key works on it, just for shits and giggles.
What's the library key?
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? I don't know what you mean.
Librarian's workroom and main library.
Oh.
Also, on the ring of keys, we have one that's decorated with books.
Ooh.
We have one with the lighthouse that opened the trap door, and one decorated with books.
The librarian key, I think we already covered this, opens the door where you basically help that ghost find peace.
Yeah, we get it,
Yeah.
but we're trying to use it here too.
Okay. So you give that one a go, and it does not work.
Okay, what about the one from the ring of keys?
The one with the books on it?
Yes.
Yeah, that works.
Oh,
That'll do it.
You
James,
can hear the
attaboy.
tumblers all sit into the right spot. Now James gets his hero point.
Thank you.
Hey.
So they were like, I wonder if they're going to remember if they have keys or not.
And that actually covers all of the keys that we had.
He slots that key in. You can hear the tumblers reacting appropriately. And click. Turn of the knob. Quick push. And anyone with a view can quickly see that there is a room that is exceptionally comfortable. With thick carpet, bright light from a glowing chandelier, and smooth and soothing incense. 2 overstuffed chairs sit opposite a low table stacked with books, while more books sit on a set of shelves to the west. A softly gurgling fountain, carved to resemble a mossy skull leaking water, sits in the northwest corner. Sitting on one of the chairs is a 2-foot-tall, fairy-like creature with 4 diaphanous wings. Holding a book oversized for its person, it is focused on awkwardly balancing the book while tittering and cackling as it annotates the text within with an equally oversized and awkward quill, the size and shape of a sickle. The creature looks like this, and is just tittering away.
Ugh. It's got horns and a drapey robe and these big old creepy eyes.
I have to put a pin in the word diaphanous. I've never heard that before. But is that like the dragonfly wings where you get four
Dragonfly
wings?
wings, yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Quit using your big book learning words on us.
That it?
That's it. He seems
Nailed it.
quite distracted. He's got these big bulbous like eyes and these little sort of satyr-like horns that just sweep back over his head. And he's just scribbling away in the book.
Okay, Tulok would like to edge his way past Physic and past Shad and steps into the room. Does the creature notice him?
Yeah, you step into the room and your shadow seems to have an effect on the room, and he gets shocked for a moment and he starts to fumble the book and he quickly catches it just barely, and he drops this like big weird sickle quill to the floor, and he just turns his big bulbous eyes towards you.
Excuse me, friend, I do not wish to interrupt you. We are but strangers in this place. Are we welcome to join you for a moment?
His eyes look at you with a near expressionless face, and his brow seems to dip down in consternation. And he says, "Light dwellers, you dwell in the light because you think darkness is dangerous. But it's not as dangerous as the light, because I will show you why the light is dangerous. You've interrupted me, and you are cruel and awful and do not deserve. I will show you why the light is so dangerous! Ah! Roll for initiative. I am Shimmergren, and you will fear the light!
Whoa, okay.
What a dick! Oh, I had such high hopes for this motherfucker.
Jeez, Freeman.
2 luck, what do you got?
Alright, Tulok has a fucking solid 12, baby.
Yeah, boy. Solid, he says. Physic?
Physics got a 13. Lucky number 13.
Okay, what about Shad? Want to roll Shad for me?
Shad's coming in hot with a 24.
Ooh, goddamn.
Okay. And Lady Gilda.
Gilda is right behind Shad with a 22, and I would like to clarify for the listeners that before we entered this room, I feverishly typed into the chat that she had taken the defend action.
Yeah, I did notice that. I did notice that.
Yeah, that's all caps.
It was all
on
in all
defend
caps.
action.
Yeah, I wanted to make it clear before
like
we
he was
opened
yelling
that
at me.
door that I was no longer in an investigation because I want that shield
Yeah.
bonus to my AC.
Okay, top of the first round. Shimmergren.
Oh, really? Beat Shad on the 24. That's
Shimmergren rolled a natural 20. And raises its hand towards Tulok and just says, "This is why the light is so dangerous. It is your enemy and you should fear it." And I need you to roll me a really, really very important fortitude save.
uh-oh.
As light starts to flash in front of your eyes.
Brutal 14.
Okay. That is a failure.
Okay.
It is not a critical failure.
Good.
You are blinded for 1 minute
Oh.
Sick.
as this light just flashes in front of your eyes and just overwhelms your optical receptors.
So, 6 rounds of blindness.
10 rounds of blindness. And then this creature swipes at you with one of its claws for a 24
Let's
to hit.
go. That'll do it too.
And you take 8 slashing damage.
Oh boy.
It is Shad's turn.
Well, heck. I think, is
Yeah.
the PG version of what Chad would have said right now.
For anyone, we might as well cover blinded real quick because I think this might be the first time we've really properly encountered it. All normal terrain is difficult terrain for you. You can't detect anything using vision. You automatically critical fail perception checks that require you to see. You are immune to visual effects, of course, and this overrides dazzled should you have that condition. I think you basically have to seek to locate your enemy, which is a perception check to locate their location. So you'll have to spend an action each turn for that, I believe, because right now this creature is undetected to you.
Copy.
I think you are flat-footed to it. Oh, when you pick a square to attempt an attack, you must roll a flat check, DC 11 flat check. So it's basically like and then you do have to seek to find out what square it's in, and then you have a 50% miss chance essentially.
Got it.
Okay, Shad.
I'm blind. I can't see.
I mean, you probably all saw this quick flash.
Yeah, that must have permeated through the room. Shad will attempt to move behind Shimmergrin, doing a tumble through, which would be an acrobatics check.
Well, you could probably skirt around the whole room if you needed to.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, he's got 35 feet of speed, so yeah, he'd skirt around behind Shimmergrin into a flanking position, and then strike with the rapier.
It's not going to be flanking though because Tulok can't probably
Right.
see. So
Okay.
I'm blind, baby.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay, so non-flat-footed, non-flanking. He's 20 to hit.
that's a miss.
Yikes. Fucking yikes.
Yep. Might be in trouble here, guys. Not gonna lie.
Okay, well, he is nothing but persistent, so we'll take another shot with a map -5. Jesus Christ. 2 on the die for a 6.
That's gonna miss
Oh,
again.
did it? Really? I didn't
Yeah,
expect that.
Just so you know.
Thanks. Thanks for the clarification, bud. And that's his turn.
Okay. Next up is gonna be Lady Gilda.
Yeah, so I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I essentially want to pull Tulok out of the room.
This is shove mechanics.
Okay, well, shove is away from you.
Yeah, you just use shove mechanics in reverse.
Okay,
I was reading about this a couple weeks ago.
okay, good. So I will attempt to shove Tulok into the position where Shad once was. Can I reach him through the door? Where
Yeah, I don't see why not. You just reach around and try to grab it. Do a quick grab. Yeah.
So that will be an athletics against his fortitude DC, and that is a 28.
We good.
Yeah, you could.
Okay, so he will now be here. Gilda will then stride into the room, and
Now it's fine.
yeah, it's just a tough decision on whether or not I want to attack it.
Yeah, you want to attack it. It makes it
Well-
more dead.
I don't know. Raise a shield is a good call.
Yeah. Also, grapple is a solid opportunity here as well.
That's
but
true. Yeah.
It's just flat-footed.
Grapple also means it's immobilized, so it won't be able to move while it's grappled. So if it wants to move, it'll have to roll an escape check.
I think she's gonna hit it, and she's also gonna suggest a Tulok to take cover. So that is a 12 to hit. So obviously that is the end of her turn.
That's it. Okay. Physic.
Delay.
Delay. Tulok. Blinded. Stuck between your allies. Not quite sure where you are, but you probably realize you've stepped back into the previous room or been pulled back.
Yeah, he definitely felt Gilda's like strong hands just grab him and pull him back.
She's firm but gentle.
I would like to animate undead,
Oh, okay.
and I don't need to be able to see to cast it. But my question is, will I know a free spot in the room to put it?
I feel like you have an idea what the room looks like. So here's what I'm gonna think. If you plan to do it in the room, I'm gonna roll for which square it comes into, because you're a little bit disoriented. But I don't see why I certainly wouldn't tell you can't.
Cool.
I'm just gonna roll a d10. Yeah, a d10. On a 10, we'll re-roll because there's 9 squares. The undead creature you're summoning is going to start to crawl up from under the rug underneath Lady Gilda, which will shunt her to the side.
Okay.
And which creature are you summoning?
Yeah, so Tulok, you just see him just blinking and holding his hands to his face, and as his eyes close and open again, his pupil is gone, and he mutters words under his breath, and then the Festrog shunts Gilda to the side and raises up and would like to strike.
Classic Festrog.
Yes.
Okay, Lady Gilda is pushed
Yeah.
towards the north, toward another door, and Festrog is there. Go for the old attack there.
Yeah, so it's just me, his disgusting jaws are attacking, and that is going to be a 16 to hit, so I miss.
That's a miss.
I mean, I've just generally never had so much affection for a shambling, rotting corpse, but goddamn Festrog.
Oh yeah, Festrog rocks. And then he's going to attack again. Another miss. That's a 13 with the claws, and that is Tulok's turn.
Okay, it's top of the round to Shimmergren, unless Physic wants to interject here.
He's really got nothing to do, so no.
Okay.
Shoot.
From 2... Okay, yeah, sure. We can... Yeah,
I mean, your shit's loaded.
I might as well.
It doesn't stack. Remember that the cover there doesn't stack. When you have multiple, so it's just lesser cover.
Okay, so first move will be applying alchemist fire, a lesser alchemist fire to the alchemical crossbow. Second move will be fire from lesser cover. Ooh, 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
Yeah, dude.
Nice, man.
That'll hit.
Okay, so that's 8 piercing
Okay.
plus 3 fire damage.
Okay. First blood. Okay.
They drew first blood.
Great episode.
Second move will be to fire. Third move will be to reload.
Okay. That brings us back to Shimmergren, who is most displeased with the situation.
He was so happy before.
And Shimmergren is going to shitballs. This is a tough one.
You're trying not to kill us
I
right now, aren't
think-
you?
No, I'm trying to pick a target. Everyone within reach has missed. The only thing that's hit was someone from way behind. So I'm gonna roll to see who I hit, who's within reach here. Shad will be. I'm gonna roll d6. Shad will be 1 or 2. Gilda will be 3 or 4, and Festrog 5 or 6.
Hit the corpse, hit the corpse, hit the corpse, hit the corpse.
It's a 6.
Sweet.
All right.
You say that, but it casts a spell on the Festrog with a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And this is an undead creature, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
ask.
So it takes 14 fire damage and 16 good damage.
Jesus Christ.
Festrog dead.
And just blasts this thing out of existence with a searing light spell.
More dead than it was already. Jesus Christ.
As far as literal meat shields go, it's doing its job.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
The fact that it was undead means it did an extra 5d6 good damage. Undead or fiend.
That kind of gives you pause that apparently this enemy is giving like good damage out where it's literally good damage. How do you argue with that?
Good is but in this case
Are
it's
we
like
the
more like a
baddies?
physical property than a morality, because this creature is very evil. At that point, that was 2 actions, and then Shimmergren then moves towards the far corner and uses its reaction to disappear.
That's what you want.
What is it reacting to?
That's a good question. Shad's turn.
Wait,
It is a good
what is it
question.
reacting to?
That's a very good question.
Do we know
What is the trigger? Yeah.
The trick. I'll tell you. The trigger is its own move action, as long as it's within bright light,
Okay.
which this whole room is.
Shad will get completely perturbed by seeing this thing disappear. He will take a 5-foot step southeast.
You saw where it went, but it disappeared, which means you can still attack. You can still attack a square, but it's the same deal as Tulak's situation where it's like a DC 11 flat check to see if you strike true
Right.
on top of your attack roll.
Yeah. No, he's gonna take that step. He's gonna draw his crossbow and load a bolt.
Okay, that's him. Lady Gilda.
I don't really have anything for this.
I think none of us came prepared. Don't worry about it, bud.
Yeah. So she's gonna peek around the door at blind Tulak, and that thing took out the Festrog with just one attack there, Tulak, and now it's gone invisible, so you're not the only one who's blind to it. Do you have anything that could help us here?
I don't have any. I don't know. Perhaps if we bathe the room in darkness, but I don't have a spell like that. Can you quench the source of light?
And the source of light is another chandelier, very similar to the one in the previous room.
With her first two actions, she's gonna reach into her backpack and pull out a piece of chalk.
Okay.
Would crushing the chalk be a third action?
I don't know. What's your whole game plan here?
She wants to make chalk dust and throw it at the square where we last saw the.
Nice.
Where is the chalk stowed?
It's in her backpack, so it's two actions to pull.
Yeah, 2 actions to pull. Then yeah, I would say you're gonna have to take an extra action to make sure it's dusted off.
Okay. She will pull out the piece of chalk. She will crush it in her hands. Shad, when it comes back, be ready. Physic, try and take care of that source of light. Maybe you drop the chandelier and lower its radiance. Tulak, you keep being you, I guess. And that'll be her turn.
You just keep on keeping on.
Vibe out, buddy.
All right. Tulak, it's your turn. You cast Animate Dead again?
Yeah, I actually, that's literally what I'm gonna
I mean, it makes sense to me.
do. Just toss another meat shield in there.
Yeah. Okay. I'll roll for the square again. Okay. Who are you? Festrog again? You said.
Another Festrog, yep. Yeah.
Pops
Big
into
Festrog guy.
the southwest corner of the room, right next to Shad. Just again crawling up from underneath the rug, like tearing it open on the floor.
Well, that is hard.
Okay.
Brains.
And Tulak says, attack to the north in Necro.
Okay.
Sorry, does the Festrog have scent or any other ability that's not sight-based?
No, not that I can see.
It just says dark vision.
Dark vision.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off there.
No worries. It first action steps to the north, and second action would like to try to strike out into that square.
Okay. Roll me a DC 11 flat check first.
All right, that's a 6.
That's gonna miss.
Sick. Dope. So chill. Cool. So that just like kills its action. Then it lashes out with its jaws, but at nothing.
All right. You're doing your best.
That is the most passive-aggressive, awful thing. Doing your best over there. Put that picture on the fridge,
You got this,
buddy.
yeah, big champ. Don't worry about it, sports fan. Tulak, you still have one more action though. If maybe, I don't know if it helps.
I do not.
Do you not? Okay. I thought it was. There's only 2 actions to summon. Oh, then
3, good sir.
or it's 3 to summon. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Physic.
Physic moves 10 feet west past a blinded, tentacly wizard. And he will fire pretty much as blindly as the blind wizard behind him into the northwest corner of the room.
Suppressing fire!
Thank you, Cyril Figgis.
That was a firefight!
Do you need a check
Oh,
to be
good
to see that? Sorry, I think.
Sorry, what were you doing? I got
Yeah, no,
caught up in the moment.
we are wrapped up in our own. That's fine. I was
fine,
firing blindly with an alchemical crossbow that also has alchemical fire applied to it.
Okay, you're firing into the far corner, more or less per Lady Gill's instructions. DC 11 flat check, please.
13,
That's good. Roll me an attack roll.
24 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, 1 piercing damage,
Okay.
which is not great. But max damage on the fire is 6 fire damage.
All right. Okay. You managed to skewer this thing briefly, and confirming that it is in fact in that corner.
So, it being invisible but also being on fire, am I able to attempt a recall knowledge on it?
I mean, you could recall knowledge in general.
Well,
You've already seen it.
you know,
so.
let's do it.
Thank you.
It's it's to be a nature check. I'll roll that for you. Yeah, not a clue at all.
I'm pretty sure it's invisible.
Either that or I'm blind. You did sort of roll a critical failure on
Yeah,
that.
that's
But,
gross. That's my turn though.
Okay. Tulok, you hear giggling and tittering behind you. Very similar to what you heard from this creature when you first walked into the room. It was writing things down in this book, annotating it. You hear, right behind you.
Okay. I would like to point out that the room, if it is behind me, that room is no longer bathed in light other than what's being produced by me.
Oh, yes, thank you. That's fine. Shad's turn.
Boy, howdy. Shad will take... Would it be difficult terrain to get, like, to take 10 feet north, getting through these?
Oh, like the chairs? It's pretty tight. Yeah, I'd say it's difficult terrain, but it kind of doesn't really matter. You have loads of movement, so yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, he'll take 10 feet north and just start a poking with the rapier. No, actually, 1 action to go north, 1 action to feint to the left.
Also, I think you have the crossbow in your hand, don't you?
Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hand crossbow right there combo, I think, right?
No,
Yeah, I think he's got crossbow in one hand, rapier in the other.
Yeah.
Like a solid Elden Ring player these days. That's topical as fuck, listeners. Yeah, so he'll go north. He'll feint the invisible enemy if that's even a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, roll me your deception check.
It's 23 on deception.
Okay.
Is he fainted?
You're going for an attack.
Yeah. Now,
All right. Roll me the flat check.
18. So I got it.
Okay. Roll me an attack roll,
Oh, 28 to hit.
and you strike air.
Fuck you, burn. Okay, that's 3 actions. That's his turn.
All right, Lady Gilda.
First action will be Deceit,
Mm-hmm.
in which you roll a secret perception against the stealth DC.
Yep, you got it. Just barely. It has moved to the southeast corner of the room.
Oh.
You just heard the flapping of these diaphanous wings, like, skitter around the room, and Shad didn't quite catch it. He just, like, zoomed in and fainted and stabbed and hit nothing.
Second action, she would like to blow that shock onto that square.
Okay. So, over physics head, which
Yeah.
shouldn't be an issue.
That's kind of
Which will now take it from a DC 11 to a DC 6. It's not going to be concealed, but it is still invisible. But yeah, you can see that it's partially outlining that creature. You could probably continually detect its movements at this point, at least for a short time.
Okay, so would point out as a third action be valuable or no?
No, I think you're fine. Yeah, I think everyone can kind of tell now.
Then she will, with her third action, raise her shield.
Okay. Tulok.
All right. Tulok will sustain the spell, keeping Festrog alive-ish. He will also cast Guidance onto Lady Gilda,
Thank you.
and then will recall knowledge on this thing. And I believe you said it was nature.
Correct. I'll roll that.
Okay.
You got a natural 20 for a DC 20.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, perfect. So I got plus zip on that.
Yeah. This is a creature known as a lurker in light. They are extremely malicious and strange fey creatures. They are seldom found in the first world, however. They are more often found somewhere else, and they take particular umbrage with creatures that live in dark places like dwarves and gnomes and other creatures of the Darklands. So here you have found it sort of sitting and occupying its time in light in a dark place. They are just sadistic and wicked, and only known to understand, like, their mischief and their slaughter is like part of their alien intellect as far as scholars are concerned. It's just evil. It's neutral evil, and it wants to kill you all. And you feel like there's not gonna be a whole lot you can do about that. It is immune to blinded and weak to cold iron, and it's better off in the light.
Okay. Tulok relays as much of that as he can quickly and commands the Festrog, "Creature, take the light!" And the Festrog will attempt to, I guess, one action stride forward and second action try to jump up and grab said chandelier and see if we can grab the torch out of it.
Okay.
I think it's called a chandelier.
That's French.
All right.
Will you take a dex for that, or is
I
that
mean,
easy?
I think it can just I can hop up and just sort of like grab it. I don't feel like going through too many rolls for that. But I think I'll take both its actions to get a hold of it for sure.
Okay. Done.
So the room is still illuminated, but the torch is
Yes.
now in the hand of Festrog. And that's you?
That's it.
All right, Physic?
Well, glad you pointed out that this thing was malicious. He would have had no idea otherwise. He's just gonna fire southward. So you need flat check.
I think I said DC 6 earlier. I think it's actually DC 5.
DC 5? Oh.
Yeah, it's DC 5.
Okay. Yeah, 10 on the flat check. So that
Sweet.
will be an attack roll with the alchemical crossbow. Natural 20.
Nice.
Hey, fuck yeah.
12,
Physic has never performed this well in combat, ever.
12 piercing damage.
Okay.
Actually, let me double check the alchemical crossbow. I don't think I've gotten a crit with this thing before. It just has double damage, but I don't know if that also applies to the alchemical item on it.
I think it should.
Probably should.
I think it's
You'd-
fine.
You'd imagine so.
Yeah.
Would you not?
Yeah.
Okay, so
you've exposed
12
more.
piercing and 10 fire damage.
Nice.
Ooh,
Okay. Big
yeah.
hit.
Big hit.
Holy shit. Yeah. You got it.
He will then stride 10 feet west past the shambling awful monster that had just risen up from the carpet. And he will draw a Bravo's Brew.
A Bravo's Brew. Okay. And top of the round. You have this chalk outline. Tulok, are you emanating light right now?
Yes.
From what?
Aeon Stone with the light spell on it.
And what's the radius on that?
30 feet, I believe.
Okay. For like bright and dim, or?
Sorry, one moment. It is bright light in 20 feet and dim light for the next 20 feet, just like a torch.
Guild is also
so-
doing the same with her compass.
Yeah. You see this chalk outline of this winged creature like floating in
I
that
don't see.
space. You don't, obviously. And including the chalk outline, it just vanishes. Simply gone. The chalk and all. Some of the dust floats off into the air, but the rest of it goes with it for some reason and somehow.
I like the idea that it leaves behind like a chalk outline of like a body from a murder scene.
And you'll have to investigate said chalk outline in the next episode. Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.